All right, hello and welcome. Sorry, we had I honestly had a computer kind of just crash on us right before match time. We were ready for the stream, all ready to hit live, and then it just kind of tuckered out on us. So we got that back up and running. As you can see, hopefully in front of you, you got some Rocket League going on. The Chokers are taking on the Night Owls, I believe is what I read from it, from Northwestern Michigan, as Northwestern is going to be able to grab their second goal right there. And in fact, let me make sure that this gets changed around for you here on the scoreboard, so that you can see them correctly. But the green is actually Northwestern Michigan coming at you, and they've gone up here early. Oh, they're going to get another great kickoff going their way for them. So they're actually up 3-0 now here, about halfway through this first game. As you can see up there, we did not miss the first game entirely. We just missed the first little part of it. So it is 3-0 here, Night Owls. As Chokers in pretty typical fashion for them, I will say, off to a little bit of a slow start, but have been connecting on all cylinders for pretty much all of season, and do not expect anything less from them than to start to get things back going and in the right direction here. All right, now you should have your scoreboards on the right side there. So the green team, which is pretty sweet. I like the green. Like, it's just kind of a cool look for them. Must be, I would assume, probably some of their school colors. Is that Northwestern Michigan team, and then the orange team is going to be yours own, very own Grace Harbor Chokers team, as they look to try and see if they can get onto the board here with about 40 seconds left. A strike here could actually put them in a really good position to be able to make this comeback too, as we've seen plenty of times, especially with KJ on the team, goals being able to come in a very short amount of time here for the Chokers. The clock continuing to run down is making things a little bit tough, and you're going to get a shot on goal. It's not able to connect as KJ makes a great read. Could get a little fancy here in the air. Might get a long shot, but it's going to get saved again. Time is starting to tick down on the Chokers, but really for morale for the whole rest of the series, you would like to see them be able to put one into the back of the net here to be able to build off of for next game, as 7 seconds left on the clock is not going to be a lot of time left for them. They try to get one up and over. Borowski's going to try and get a good pass to the middle. It's going to stay up in the air, and it looks like the Owls are going to be able to get it to land on the ground. So the first game will go to the Northern Michigan College Night Owls. I need to make sure that I'm saying that correct. I'm pretty sure that it was Night Owls when I looked it up earlier. But I always like to make sure that we call everybody their correct names, because you know what? They take pride in it, and they work hard for those names. So we want to make sure that we're giving them their due love here, as you're going to see the Chokers and Night Owls basically get straight into game 2 here. So they'll not a whole lot of breaks, as you see that they set it up exactly for this best of 5 series. So you can see the little ticks next to their name, but I always like to have that scoreboard up there for you also. And let me update that for you too, as Northwestern Michigan was able to take the first game up there, so they will go up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. Chokers have been, honestly, Chokers have been pretty hit or miss here on their Monday games. Monday is a complete different league than their Tuesday, which you don't necessarily see many of their Tuesday games streamed, because we kind of stick with the NJCAAE games to be streamed, and making sure that we're abiding by all those rules. A great shot there by, I'm going to go with 2 Alex 1. So was just able to get it up and over. I think both Borowski and Sleepy tried to come in with the save, but just wasn't able to do so. So the Night Owls will take a 1-0 lead here early in game 2. But as I was saying, Chokers have been kind of up and down here with the NJCAAE league that they are in, where they've found a lot of success in the NECC league that they play in on Tuesdays, even able to start the year off in the first week of that season, going on the national broadcast for them and being able to grab a victory, where I believe that we're sitting 2-3 here in Rocket League for the NJCAAE. I'm going to go ahead and just continue to... Oh, and a good shot by KJ is able to get it up off the top. And so there's what the Chokers want to be able to see, is just to see the ball get into the back of the net, as a little bit of a missed touch there from the Night Owls kind of put the Hawk Owls, not the Night Owls. There we go. Hawk Owls. Sorry about that, Northwestern Michigan. Anybody watching? I will get that right for the rest of the time. I don't know where Night came from, but the Hawk Owls from Northwestern Michigan. Just a little bit of a mistouch there. Gave a good spot for KJ to be able to drill one into the top of the goal. Was able to do so and is going to tie this second game up here 1-1. And be able to kind of turn some pressure around here and start to get some offensive on threat. But really great redirectional touch there from Reezy, as KJ had a good read on to Alex's shot and was right there about ready to save it. And just a great retouch from Reezy is able to get it past the Chokers' defenses and be able to recapture that lead pretty quickly there for the Hawk Owls. But as I was saying, I actually misspoke a little bit. The Chokers are actually sitting at 1-3. Oh my goodness, and within no time, KJ gets another goal. It was almost like a blink of an eye, and it looks like just again able to get one off of a touch from the Hawk Owls and be able to redirect one of his own, so is able to come back and answer with that, and puts themselves in a really good spot. As you see, both the Chokers and the Hawk Owls are sitting at 1-3 in the division that they are in, and oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we could have a basketball game basically of sorts going on here, as you get another touch that goes the direction of the Hawk Owls. The Chokers both split their defenses trying to go get some boost and happen to just leave the goal wide open for him. But as I was saying, both Chokers and Hawk Owls are sitting at 1-3 going into this week, with some fantastic competition in their league altogether. So we talked about it, I think, in week 1, is there going to be another goal there from the Hawk Owls. I think Chokers are just finding themselves a little bit out of position here, and some unfortunate touches for them, as I think Borowski wanted to get a little bit more of that ball than he did. But as you've seen from this game, no lead is safe enough with both of these teams that they can both score in pretty quick fashion here. But as I was saying, the division that the Chokers are in, along with the Hawk Owls, is an extremely tough one, as you've got not only Howard CC in there, which are the reigning runners-up of the national tournament last year, so they were second in the nation, but you also have another Howard CC team in this league, which is sitting at 4-1, most likely having maybe only lost to their own other Howard team. So you've got the juggernauts of Howard CC for Rocket League in this division. You've got State Fair Community College sitting at 5-1, just some really great schools there. And then, as you can tell, the Hawk Owls are really a pretty competitive foe across the pitch for the Chokers, and they're sitting at 1-3 because they've most likely played Howard CC, State Fair, and then maybe the other Howard CC already in the season, playing some really, really tough competition. But really, just the coordination level is a little bit above the Chokers right now by the Hawk Owls. You can tell that their spacing is good. They're able to kind of know what each other is doing, and they've just really taken advantage of some of the missed touches that the Chokers have had so far. So you'd like to see those fortunes start to turn, take a little bit more advantage of some of these missed touches that the Hawk Owls are producing out of there, and see if you can bang home a couple of goals and then start to figure out and get a little bit more coordinated on the defensive side of things here, and really get the Hawk Owls into a position where they have to play from behind and see how they react, because so far they have not had to play from behind, as they've only been tied up at 1-1, and then we're tied at 2-2 before taking that 5-2 lead that you see on the board right now. And even right there, a little bit of a mistouch from KJ, which isn't super typical to see from him, usually pretty on his game. But I do know that I will give them the benefit of the doubt 1,000%. We've got all 3 of our players are dual sport athletes for us here at Grays Harbor. You've got KJ, who is also playing soccer at this time during his spring sport, and then both Borowski and Sleepy Kid are on the Grays Harbor College baseball team, as KJ is able to drive one into the back of the goal, so puts his team within 2 with 1:30 on the board, very much in striking distance, and you see some well-coordinated passing there between Sleepy and KJ. But as I was saying, all 3 of our players are also participating in spring sports right now, which means that they all literally basically just came from their practices, getting on, didn't have a whole lot of warm-up time, And we are also in finals week here at the college, so probably a little bit of mentality and brain power spent on studying for those, but that is the beauty of the collegiate esports and just athletics in general. There's no mistakes because everybody, or sorry, not mistakes, no excuses, because everyone in this league is a collegiate athlete, so they're all dealing with the same thing, having life go on outside, having to deal with their books, their studies, and all sorts of stuff. So it's being able to be mentally tough enough to see how you can drive through that, figure out a way to be able to put yourself in the best situation to go and win some games. And so that is what the Chokers are working on doing right now. Oh, they're going to have just enough sleep. He's going to be able to come and finish off the scraps to put the Chokers within one. You've got 39 seconds on the board, so it looks like the Chokers are starting to wake up a little bit here. But what you want happen here is you want to be able to see the Chokers come and at least force overtime here in this game too, as it could be in some cases a little bit too late when you're waking up already down 2 games in this best of 5 series. But I will say the Chokers have done it before. They've come back from the 0-2 deficit, done the reverse sweep, but I think that I would just prefer for my blood pressure and my humanity and my sanity, honestly, to be completely honest, to go ahead and just come back and get this one and not go down 0-2. But bright side of things is no matter what is I think things are starting to click here for the Chokers, and they should be ready to rock and roll for game 3, but they still got 10 seconds on the clock. Hawk Owls are going to look for their goal to try and just go ahead and put this thing away. It's put the Chokers in a little bit of a situation. Oh, and just not able to get there and keep the ball in the air. So the Hawk Owls are going to grab game 2. But bright side, like we were talking about, it looks like the Chokers have started to figure out and get some things connecting and ready to go here. I will say, actually, before I click ready, one other thing that always makes it tough on the teams, but I know that the Chokers are able to overcome it and are ready for the adversity, is you can see there on your screen the ping differential happens all the time. A lot of times you play the East Coast teams or the Mid-East teams like they are in Michigan, and you're going to have the deficit a little bit here with the ping. As you saw, majority of Michigan is sitting in the 30 to 40s range with ping, where the Chokers were at one point in time even had somebody in triple digits. So it makes it a little bit tough as your game does not react as fast and you get a little bit of lag going on. But in no way, shape, or form is that the reason why the Chokers have, as you see, a little bit of miscommunication right there already on them with Borowski and KJ going after the same ball. The Night Owls have just, sorry, I said it again, the Hawk Owls have just come out and absolutely punched the Chokers in the mouth. So kudos to them, but hopefully Chokers are able to start to get some stuff clicking right here. They're starting to get their rotations down on communication and all sorts of stuff, knock the rust off, and see if they can come out like we talked about. And you want to see how the Hawk Owls can respond when they get put at a deficit. So your goal is to come out here and try and see if you can grab this first goal and see what happens from there. Maybe they play a little bit more comfortable when they have a lead, like everybody does, and we'd like to see how they do in adversity. As KJ is going to look to go with it a little bit. Gets demoed, so that's not a good spot for the Chokers to be, especially going here on defense. Oh, sorry, that was Sleepy that got demoed, but was able to come back into the play right there and get a play on the ball. And Borowski, I think, is going to come across and go ahead and get that thing completely cleared for them right there. If you're just joining us, if I remember and I yell at myself because I've got nobody else to blame here to update the scoreboard, you've got the Hawk Owls. We're in game 3 right here. They're up 2-0. They were able to pretty much take the first game without a whole lot of pushback from the Chokers. Second game, the Chokers started to figure some things out, but a little bit too late in that game to come back and win it. And so now they are pushed to the brink of the elimination game already this early into the series and are going to have to complete the reverse sweep if they're going to come back and win this thing. But as we talked about, they were able to gather, I think, 3 goals. No, at least 2 goals in the last minute and a half. Looked really good on offense, and a good offense leads to a good defense really a lot of times in Rocket League here. So hopefully they've got some things figured out. They're starting to click on all cylinders and see if they can come back and get this first one. You just got to focus on game 3 first, because you got to win that one to continue to go, and then you can get to game 4 when you get there. Ooh, there was a free ball right there in front of the Chokers net. They get lucky as no contact was made by the Hawk Owls. And so I've definitely cleaned up the defensive side of things, but we do know the Chokers to get a little bit overstretched for the offensive threat that they can push and leave themselves susceptible and vulnerable on the defensive side. So hopefully they can go and get a goal here and be able to take a little bit of a breath here while they're on defense, knowing that they have just a little bit of wiggle room. But here's a classic case. You get 2 committed to the goal, and now all 3 Hawk Owls are going to be able to turn the corner and come and make a push. But luckily, I think it was Sleepy was able to come through and get just enough of that ball to be able to force the ball to go vacant of the goal. And then Borowski gets a good save, so we'll see if KJ's able to make a couple moves and get off and running here with it. He is able to get past the defenses. He's probably going to look to try and center this ball. Sleepy's going to come in just a little high right there, so not able to connect on the give and go. But a great play nonetheless. KJ's going to go top corner. It gets blocked right there. So at least the pressure, they're keeping the pressure on the Hawk Owls. And a great play by 2 Alex right there to not only get the block, but to get the full clear and get the ball off their side of the court. But here's what we talk about with the Chokers. They feel so strong and so confident in their offensive game that if you just continue to push offensively and continue to keep the ball in their half of the field, you don't necessarily have to worry about how good your defense is. Because if they don't have the room to make the shots, you don't have to play good defense. KJ's going to try and maybe go for a double touch. Hawk Owls were there and sniffed it out. Borowski's going to go for a little bit of a shot, and it gets blocked, but it's going to leave the shot open for Sleepy just a little bit off right there. Not able to make a good shot, but there is going to be a demo, so the Chokers are going to be up 1. Oh, unfortunately, they're not able to get it turned around, and it's going to be a good shot by 2 Alex with 51 seconds left in the game. Borowski and KJ just were not able to get enough speed, and 2 Alex just had a fantastic angle off the side wall. So the demo comes in well and gets the Chokers to an advantage there, 2-1, but just not able to capitalize on it. But Borowski's going to look to try and bang one home, and a good defensive stop there from the Hawk Owls. KJ gets it back centered, see if he can maybe get it to Sleepy. Not able to do so. A really good look from Borowski. Basically a fastball going to the back of the net. Wasn't able to connect. Oh, and KJ just barely misses. Looks for the equalizer right there and not able to connect on it. Unfortunate there for the Chokers. We'll see if they're able to get it turned around here and be able to get another goal scoring opportunity. But they've had 2 fantastic opportunities. One saved by the Hawk Owls and then one just wide. And 2 Alex is going to get a good touch off of that ball and gets a goal with 14 seconds left here. Borowski's trying to get the clear, and 2 Alex just is able to read it correctly off of his front fender. Chokers have got got to have a goal every 7 seconds here, which is very tough. Still possible, but very tough to do. And so going to look for that first one. This one's going to be a tough one to be able to get up, and they're not able to do so. So it looks like the Hawk Owls are able to grab the match victory. They grab the 3-0 sweep over the Chokers. And once again, kind of like we talked about, you can see that little bit of ping differential there. And Sleepy Kid gets up to 160 and back down to 92. But all in all, really what happened was a fantastic game from the Hawk Owls, able to just with it, and the Chokers just were not able to respond quick enough and fast enough. That's one of the biggest things here with this Rocket League game, as we started at 6 o'clock and it's only 6:20 and it's already over. It's a very fast-paced game, and it is hard to come back when you get punched right out of the gates. The Hawk Owls were able to come out, dominate in the first game, and just take that from there on out. Once you capture the momentum, it's very hard to get it back, and if you don't respond quick enough, like we talked about, getting down 2-0 is a really tough place to be. Chokers fared really well in that game 3. If that game 3 would have been how game 1 went, it could have been a whole different story. But like I said, they were just able to absolutely come out, throw the punches off the bat. Staggered the Chokers a little bit. They got them a little bit rattled and all around and all that kind of stuff. So overall, just a fantastic game from the Hawk Owls, able to come out, execute game plan, and go aggressively right at the Chokers and able to take advantage of like we talked about, some of the defensive rotations and stuff. Really what happens is you get two aggressive teams like that between the Chokers and the Hawk Owls, and one of them are going to leave their goals open and the other is going to hit the shots. Today it just happened to not be in the Chokers' favor, so they will drop to 1-4 the NJC, but like we talked about on the flip side, they'll have another game. They actually aren't going to have a game on Tuesday this week. Their opponents are on spring break and have asked to be able to reschedule for the following week, so we could have a little bit of a double dip coming for you all next week, possibly on Monday it looks like. But the Chokers are faring extremely well in that other league. I believe they're 5-1 in that one, and really looking to try and stay strong and get going into playoffs with a really tough competition in front of them. But momentum, confidence, and just winning in general can bring you a lot of great stuff. So hopefully they're able to continue going with that one. For today, though, that will be it for the match. Like I talked about, if you're just joining us, I know you're only a little bit late, but these Rocket League games can fly by. So we just drop to Northwest Michigan. They actually complete the sweep on us. There's a really fantastic team from over there. So they'll improve to 2-3, where we'll drop to 1-4, looking to bounce back next week and see if we can continue to gain some momentum and continue to get ready for playoffs that I fully expect the Chokers to be in, if not in the NJC, in the NECC league that they play on Tuesdays. So you'll be able to see that action coming your way on the stream and all sorts of stuff. But for today, like I said, always, we just want to appreciate and thank every single one of you for hanging out with us, for tuning in. Whether you're a Chokers fan, whether you're a Hawk Owls fan, once again, so sorry to all the Hawk Owls for saying Night Owls. I don't know where that came from, and I tried to correct it. Slipped once after I figured it out. But the Hawk Owls from Northwest Michigan, if you're a fan over there, thanks for dropping in and joining us, and congrats to your team for sure. We just want to continue to tell you, follow our social medias, see what's happening on there. Keep joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whatever you're on with us. But most importantly, we feel your support. We love you all. Thank you so much. And we will see all of you, every single one of you watching this right now, live or recorded, next time. Oh, awkward. My button's not working. We gotta find the buy screen. But you can kind of vibe with me to the music. Here we go. Next time.